Hi, I'm Key, and this is the Key Circle Show. So let's go and get started. In this episode, we are gonna first we're gonna give you a little backstory as to what happened because I've been away for an entire year, and second, we're gonna talk about sadfishing, and then third, with the subject we're gonna talk about is being all alone in an RV for the holidays, right, and loneliness. So let's go ahead and try to give you a little bit backstory as to what exactly happened because I started this Key Circle show uh, back like a year ago, and then it just stopped. And and I'm gonna explain what happened here. So I'll just go the entire. If you give me a couple of minutes, I'm just gonna go all the way back to the beginning, right? Back in February 2022, I decided no, yeah, back in February of 2022. I decided I was going to do the RV life, NOMAD life. And then I got rid of all my stuff. I got an RV, and I always had an intention of doing some sort of a YouTube channel thing. I wanted to do like a satire news type channel because I always like Jon Stewart, I like Bill Maher, and I think that John British guy. I just think satire news channel things is really cool, and I wanted to do those. And I figure I have the time and I have the technology, I can do it. So I painted a wall on my RV literally with the green screen color, so it's ready to go. So anyway, around middle of January 2022, I'm already half a year into my RV life. Uh, I was like ready to go, so I started doing a few episodes. I put an episode out once a week or something like that. Uh, I wrote the script. I had a teleprompter. I did research on information. I did all of that, and then I put out episodes. And I did like four of those episodes, and then and then something came up. Now, of course, just like in life, we have this vision in our head that we're going to go from point A to point B, and it's a straight line. But it rarely ever happens like that, right? Because it actually, you go to a straight line, and boop, next thing you know, you're zigzagging all over the freaking place. And the reason for that is, that's just life. What came up was an opportunity, right? It was an opportunity. It was an opportunity for veterans to attend this film school while you're getting housing benefits, and and I signed up. Now, before I go on, let me go ahead and I want to give a quick information out to my veterans brothers and sisters out there. If you're a veteran, if you still have a little bit of GI Bill left, or you still qualify for certain educational benefits, I highly recommend that you Google veterans in San Francisco Film School. Uh, Go to the website; it will explain everything to you. But basically, you will be able to collect housing benefit for San Francisco while you're attending this school remotely. Now, you do have to show up and attend in person 1 week out of a semester, but the housing money that you're going to get will pay for more than that, more than enough for you to do that. So anyway, look it up. In regards to benefits, I'll be honest with you. As a veteran, I used to think like, oh, VA benefits, that's a handout, man. I don't need no fucking handout, right? And the honest truth of the matter is now I have a different perspective of it altogether. That benefit that they always tell you, you earned it. You earned that benefit. And second, that money is there. You're not taking that money from somebody else. That money is there, and it's for you. And if you don't take it, it just goes away anyway. So again, take advantage of that. San Francisco Film School veterans. And if you do sign up and you talk to Alfreda, she's the administration, tell her Key Toy sent you. Anyway, okay, let's move on. So what happened is I signed up for this school, so I had to go to school, and it's a full-time school. So even though it's done remotely on Zoom, I still have to attend it, and that doesn't give me a lot of time to do my Key Circle show. So I went to the school. I started driving out to California because I have to be in San Francisco for 1 week out of every semester. So I just started driving out to California, and then during this year, I stayed in California. I camped out, up in the mountains, in the Sierras, in the California between that 1 week semester. And the school just ended on the 15th of December. I think a week ago, 10 days ago, and now I'm back. So I want to start doing a more of a long form Key Circle show again. And this is like the new episode, I guess the first episode of that. Okay. Between that, I did a bunch of little short social media video, 1 minute videos, and it kept people knowing what I was doing or whatnot. But I always wanted to do more of a long form, maybe 15 minutes. This episode, I'll be honest with you, is going to run a little bit long because I'm giving you this whole backstory and everything else. But anyway, now I'm out of the school and I graduated. And I actually I put the finals, my last semester, the finals was doing like a 7 minute, 6 minute documentary. And I actually put that on my YouTube. So go check that out. It's actually pretty cool. It shows a little bit about my RV life, and it actually talks about the subject I'm going to talk about here, which is loneliness. And it also talks about, life in general, kind of a thing, nomad life. But yeah. So hopefully that covers everything that, has happened over the last year. So that's why there was no new episodes. I think I did 4 episodes. You can actually check it out. I did 4 episodes and then it just stopped. I think it was like the last episode was before the holidays. So it's interesting. It's literally a year ago the last episode was made. Oh, just an interesting note. When I did that episode, I talked about Tesla and I talked about the Tesla stock. And it was like, I believe it was like at $85 a share just last year. So think about that. If you would have bought in Tesla back just a year ago, around this time, today Tesla is worth about $250. So you would have made 300% on your money. Just an interesting facts. Anyway, Elon Musk, man. I mean, the stock is very volatile, but it does go up and down like crazy. I gamble a little bit, just full disclosure. Okay, so in regards to where we at, I've decided, gonna go and do more long form videos, but I'm not gonna do the whole script writing thing and teleprompter and research. I still have a green screen in the back, so I can, put some items in the background, whatever I'm talking about. But I'm not gonna do the whole news thing. It's just a lot of work, and to be honest with you, YouTube's algorithm don't really care for that. They prefer to have just me talking to you directly off the cuff here. So you know what? I'm going to do that. So I'm going to try that out. But because I'm doing that, there's no scripts. I could talk forever, man. I mean, this video might be overrun for 20 minutes. Who knows? I'm going to try to keep the videos around 15 minutes. Okay, and I try to stay on subject so I don't. Because when you start talking, you start running all over the place, and that's the problem when you do stuff on the fly and you don't have a script. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm gonna try to do 1 episode every week from now on. It's basically, I'm gonna give you as far as like maybe once every 2 weeks. Let's not go crazy. Let's start with once every 2 weeks. But it'll basically give you a little. The show will consist. It's like a variety show kind of a thing. I'll give you a little insight into share my experiences as a nomad, where I've been, what's happening out there, and I give you a little insight onto the actual a realistic look at being the RV life, not the glamorous look, because I do the frugal RV life. So I'm not doing the glamping. I'm literally like doing the frugal #frugal RV life. So I'll give you more realistic aspects of it. And second, I'll also talk about particular subject matter that week, whether it's related to RV life or not. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So let's go and continue. We got that part covered. I'm gonna try to stay on track so we don't carry this video to like freaking an hour long. But it is long form, okay? So I'm gonna try to keep it under 15 minutes, but it's gonna be tough. So continuing, in regards to the school, by the way, the school is it was great. 15. The best part about going to that school, honestly, is meeting a bunch of fellow veterans. I want to give a shout out to all the people I met. You know, that school. It's awesome. Great people. You do the Zoom class, but then you go there for that what they call LRP week, which is low resident week. You go there and you actually get to meet all the people that you in the Zoom class with, and you get to do that 3 times for your entire year. And I think that's the best thing that I got out of the school was meeting a bunch of great veterans, uh, great people. You know, I mean, I was in the media business before, uh, so I'm pretty much familiar with as far as you know video and stuff like that a little bit. So that subject matter it wasn't that important to me. What's important was I got a chance to know a bunch of great people, and of course I got housing benefits. Let's be honest. You know, it was an opportunity for me to make a little bit of money, and that I needed. But at the same time, like I said, that's veterans benefit. You earned it. Okay, don't ever think it's a handout. But yeah, let's well, okay, that's enough about the school. Again, where we at now, right? Today is December 25th. It's Christmas Day, and I'm doing a YouTube video. And I'm here all by myself in an RV doing a YouTube video for you. But here's the deal. So let's stay on subject, Key. Don't go going all over the place because that's what happens. I know me. So let's stay on subject. The next thing we're going to talk about is sadfishing. It's kind of appropriate because this time of the year is the holidays, and if you're not familiar with it, sadfishing, it's kind of like catfishing, in a sense that it's sad fishing. It's basically people just on one hand they're playing the algorithm to get views. On the other hand, they're just creating this sense that for attention, if you want to call it that. It happens. Unfortunately, that's where we're at nowadays, because it works. That's the crazy part. And to be full disclosure, I hate the algorithm. I hate the thumbnail that this video is gonna have because I'm gonna pander to the algorithm. I'm gonna make my thumbnail with a picture of me with a little bit of RV in the background, and it's gonna have big fonts on top of masking tape looking things. It's gonna say all alone in an RV for the holiday. Like it's really sad, right? But the algorithm picks that stuff up. So I'm not catfishing you because I am alone in my RV for the holiday, so I didn't really catfish you. But there's people that feel like, I'm homeless. I got cancer. I know, it's sad, but people will do whatever it takes to get the views sometimes. It's like for the purpose of just getting more views. Because they get a particular high off getting the views. And I'm pandering because I kind of want to watch people watch my video, but I'm not doing for just getting the views' sake. Hopefully, I'm getting a video that's out there and someone can watch it and I share my experiences and maybe they can go, oh, that's interesting. Maybe they'll look at the world a little bit more different through watching this video. They will have a different perspective in life, or just get a little bit of an idea that might help them a little bit in life. And you know what? If that's the case, that's fine. And at the same time, be entertained because I'm just a funny guy. Okay, I'm not that funny. But anyway, yeah, let's move on. Because again, I say this is the problem with no script, man. Because this damn thing could drag on forever. I'm going to try to stay on point here. So sadfishing, that's what that is, sadfishing. It's you pander to the algorithm. Unfortunately, from my experience with social media over this last year, the algorithm is it's you are at the mercy of the algorithm. You put the video up and you're just praying that the algorithm shows your video to people. And on YouTube, unfortunately, I believe in independence. I believe in doing something that's different, but the problem is if you do something that's different and you don't align yourself with a particular way the algorithm works, you're not going to get no views. So you can spend hours and hours creating a video that's beautiful and great script and whatever. And the algorithm is like, that's not what we like. We want video that's, just somebody talking for hours. And that's what they like. So anyway, That's the algorithm, and that's catfishing. And full disclosure, I mean, this, I somewhat catfish you with a thing, and it kind of implied that I am all alone and lonely in an RV for the holidays, and that goes to the next subject we're going to talk about, which is loneliness. And that's kind of like a timely subject to talk about now, right? Because we're in the holidays, and actually, before I go on into that, I did do a documentary as of my finals for the school. And that documentary is uploaded on the YouTube. So if you go onto my channel, you'll see it. Or you can scroll back on Instagram. By the way, my name is on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. It's all the same name, Key Circle Show. But yeah, I put the documentary up. And that documentary covers, a little bit about loneliness. So I kind of want to bring that up again. And it's all done, it's all poetic. And if you're into the poetry thing, Okay, so I am all alone here. So I didn't really catfish you. I am all alone in my RV, and it is Christmas Day right now. But the thing is, I'm not lonely. Okay, and I'll explain that. Here's the thing about loneliness. I think, another thing that I covered in my documentary is, I spent a lot of time by myself. And when you spend a lot of time by yourself, you get a chance to get to know yourself. You get to know who you are. You get to know why you do what you do. And I said I'm lucky I get to do that, because that is actually true. Some people will spend their entire life and never really have a chance to be by themselves, to actually get to know their true self, because that's who you really are when you are absolutely by yourself. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so loneliness. Again, I'm here all by myself, but I'm not lonely. And the reason for that is because loneliness, I kind of said it in my documentary, is loneliness, I believe it's a passenger, right? In this ride we call life. Just imagine that your life is a car, and you're traveling in this car, and you have certain passengers in this car that rides with you your entire life. And loneliness is one of those passengers. And no, you cannot just open the door and kick the motherfucker out. Okay, that's not. These people are your crew. They will be with you your entire life. They're gonna ride with you, whether you want to or not. Okay, and there's other passengers, but loneliness is one of the passengers. And the thing is, I think what happens is a lot of people, they fear loneliness, and I don't blame them, because it seems like we're surrounded. And here's the thing. Loneliness is a passenger. It's part of your crew. It's not a boogeyman. It's not something to be scared of. It's not something to be afraid of. You should not ignore it. But that's what the mainstream media kind of do, right? I mean, it never fails. Every freaking year you turn on the news, and they always come up with this, here's some psychologists, 5 ways to avoid the holiday blues, right? So they're emphasizing, like, you sad motherfuckers out there, here's 5 ways to avoid the blues. Like again, I think that is completely wrong way to look at it. Loneliness is not the boogeyman. It's not a thing you need to avoid or things you need to fix. Okay, it's with everybody. Let me say that again. That passenger, loneliness, is in everybody's life car. Everybody has that as their passenger. Okay, regardless of how many people they have around them, regardless how happy they look or what they're smiling, that passenger is with that person. Okay, so at this Christmas party that you went to, if you went to a Christmas party, and I promise you, this Christmas party, there's at least one person in there that is lonely as fuck. Okay, it doesn't matter, and this is a party. I mean, the music is pumping and people are everywhere. You can still be lonely. And I'll tell you this, that lonely person at that Christmas party, it might be that person that is smiling and laughing and talking to everybody. That's right. Because, being surrounded by people and having a smile doesn't mean you're not lonely. Okay? There's a huge difference between lonely and being alone. And I think loneliness, being that passenger, I think the best way to approach that is to get to know that passenger. Don't ignore it. Like, oh, I'll just pretend it's not there, it'll go away. No, it's gonna be with you your entire life. And you wanna first acknowledge that it's there. That's first thing you need to do. Second thing that you need to do is engage with it. Try to understand it. And that is the most important part, is to understand it. Uh, Understand why it's there. Okay? And here's my theory on why it's there. Okay, that loneliness passenger is there, and it all goes back to this caveman theory, which basically is a primitive self, right? Back in the days, long ago, back in the caveman days, when our primitive selves, even though we are intelligent and we have evolved, and we are this, special person that we think we are, at the core, down inside, we are still just an animal roaming this earth. No difference than all the other animals roaming this earth. And what is the one thing? Okay, what is the one thing that every living creature on this earth? What is the main mission? Let me ask you this. Why is loneliness with us? Let me ask you this. What is the one thing that all living creatures on this earth have in common? What is the main mission of their life? You ready? The main mission of all living things on this earth is to procreate. That's right. Okay, that's what we do. That's what our main mission is, just to procreate. That's what plants do. I mean, that's all plants do all day. They come out and they spit seeds everywhere. And we being an animal, all animals do that. That's their goal, is to go out and fuck as many people as possible so they can have so the survival of the species, right, is to procreate, to ensure the survival of the species. And we have evolved, so we're not going around fucking everybody and fucking as many people as possible so we can procreate and make sure our species survives, because we supposedly have evolved and we are intelligent and we created all this, marriage, monogamy, and all this stuff. And that's a good thing, because we are an evolved creature. But we can't forget that deep inside in the core, we're still just an animal, and that is our main, our DNA is built on that. And it's just recently now all this science have come out, right? When it comes to physical fitness, when it comes to mental health, they talk in mental health, they talk about, well, cortisone, you got your fight and flight and all this stuff, you were cavemen. And again, it all goes back to us being, at the core, we're just an animal roaming this earth. I know we're intelligent, we evolved. Like Mr. Spark, we have learned to suppress certain emotions. We have learned to suppress certain things. Or we have, because we have become civilized, we've learned to suppress certain acts. But they're there. Underneath, we're still that animal. Don't forget that. Anyway, the reason your loneliness here as a passenger for you is because it's its job to kind of give you a little nudge, like, hey buddy, go out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, engage with regular people, go out there and do some stuff with people. You need to get out there and procreate. So that's its job. Okay? The loneliness passenger's job is to kind of give you a little nudge, like, hey buddy, don't be here all by yourself. You need to go out there and find, get a little something, something, man. We need to get some procreation going on here. That's the job. All right? So, and here's the thing. Once you understand something, and this is how great our mind is, you have to have faith that your mind is an incredible machine. Once you no longer fear loneliness, you no longer think of it as the boogeyman, something you need to find ways to avoid. Mainstream media, man. Your mind will adapt and create new pathways. So every time that loneliness guy comes around and says hi to you now, it just says hi back and says, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I understand you. You're part of my crew. Let's ride. Let's enjoy life. So here's the thing about that. Once you acknowledge it And then second, you understand it. Because that's the biggest thing, understanding why it's there. Okay? Because here's another question. What do we do with things we don't understand? What do? We fear things that we don't understand. But once you understand it, you no longer fear it. Your brain now creates new pathways. And your brain is a miraculous programming machine. You know, it's no longer going to go do that if then loop. It's going to now have new subroutines whenever this loneliness character comes and shows up. It's going to say hi to it. It's going to got different subroutines to handle it. It's not going to do it the same way. You're not afraid of it anymore. And that's what you kind of have to do with loneliness. It's a welcome passenger in your life, man. It's there for you. It's there to help you. And there's other passengers, of course, like fear is one of your passengers, blah, blah. We'll talk about that at a different show. But anyway, that's how I look at it when it comes to loneliness and being alone. It's a completely different thing. I've been alone for 2 years now, living in my RV, and I've enjoyed the experience tremendously. And again, you know, not to diss all the people that are out there not alone. You know, everybody lives their life and everybody has different ways of enjoying their lives. And being alone doesn't necessarily mean you're lonely. Okay? Oh, let's get that done. And I think I'm definitely over time. I don't know how many minutes this have gone on, but I'm definitely over time. So this is going to end the episode. And what I want to do is basically say, listen, if you can, subscribe to this channel because it's going to notify you when a new episode comes up. But I'm going to go ahead and put this episode out. Again, it's December 25th. It's Christmas 2023. So I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. You know, enjoy it with your friends and family. And again, if you feel lonely, you know, just watch this video again. Try to understand that passenger in your life. That passenger is part of your crew. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I hope I was able to put some out there that made sense to some people. And anyway, this is the problem with you when you do a show and there's no script, because you just kind of just keeps on going forever. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to cut it off right now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. And yeah, drop a comment, by the way. If you have some issues with what I just said, if you think we're not cavemans, you think you're civilized, if you think we should, you know, if you think it's wrong that deep inside we just want to go around and fuck everybody and procreate, if you think those information I just put out is wrong, by the way, when I say that, I don't mean to diss anybody that's married or in a monogamous relationship. You know, you're happy. And we are civilized people. We created all these rules so we have civilization. We can evolve. And we're not out there beating everybody up and doing crazy. You know, it'd be chaos if we didn't have this civilized rules. But we need to understand it. Why we do what we do. We need to understand what it is. And once you understand it, it's different, by the way. And that's another thing. It's Christmas Day and I'm doing this YouTube show and I'm all by myself. Why am I not all sad and all lonely? The reason is because I understand why holidays are there. I understand why people need holidays. I mean, you know, it kind of, at the same time, it kind of kills me a little bit. Like, why do we need a special day to be kind to people and to be saying that, you know, giving is better than receiving? All this holiday spirits. We should have that every freaking day of our lives. But, you know, we created a day so we can get that out of the way, I guess. But again, you know, you need to understand the history and why we have Christmas in the first place and the real purpose of Christmas, etc., etc. Once you understand, then it's not that your brain now looks at it differently. So it's not that big of a deal to me. To me, you know, Christmas is it's just another day. The sun came up just like every other day. There's no special sun that came up. There wasn't a Christmas sun. Anyway, see what happens? I'm going to just keep going and going. I better cut it right now. I'm going to cut it. No script. I'm guessing this probably went on for 30 minutes, so this might be a 30-minute show. Anyway, subscribe, like, and comment. Yeah, comment. Definitely comment. Definitely say what you think. What do you think? Because I'm not, first of all, I don't think I know everything. So, but this is just my opinion. This is my thoughts. And I think, if you think this particular way, you have a particular results in your life. Anyway, yeah, I will be back. I promise I will be back. If not in 1 week, in 2 weeks, I will have new episodes. It'll be a different kind of show. As you can see, it's not a current news type episode. We're then talking about currently what's happening or whatever. Uh, I'll get more into like RV life and that. Oh, between those long-term episodes, by the way, I will still do short form videos. So definitely just subscribe to any of my channels. Subscribe, follow, if your Instagram follow, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah. So happy holidays, everybody. And I'll see everybody next year, 2024. And I wish you all the best. Take care. Woohoo! Oh, wait a minute. RV Live. Woohoo!